Gregory apologists to the front. Gregory apologists to the front now. What's up, everybody? It's your girl Bonnie Scotch. Thank you so much for clicking on my video today. I wanted to bring you a review for Married to Medicine. This is season 11, episode 12. Gregory apologist to the front. To the front. I would like a word with you. Because the way some of y'all was arguing down in my comments, I'm talking about 50 replies plus over a man who will beat you up too. But anyway, y'all, before we get into this episode, go ahead and hit the like button for me. When you hit the like button, it's a free way to support my channel and also let YouTube know that I'm here and that you all are rocking with my commentary. Also, go ahead and subscribe for me. I know a lot of y'all are watching my commentary, searching for my name. I'm getting the views, but I'm not getting the subscribers. Please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so you know what I'm posting as well. So we pick up the episode where we left off, with King charging at Gregory. Now, somehow, Czech was able to stop that battering ram of a man from charging at Greg. But really what I clocked here was, yes, Czech kind of broke up that, the velocity, the speed at which King was going at Greg. But I think whenever King and Czech actually made physical contact, I think that helped put King back in his body, right? Like, it helped him to check in with himself and say, all right, I'm not really going to go after this man. Maybe it's best that I do scare him. Because I truly believe, y'all, if King really, really, really wanted to get to Gregory, he could have. Greg was backing up running. We got Eugene and Damon walking together, discussing what happened, kind of giggling with each other. They're walking arm in arm. I thought that was funny. We got Cecil and Steve trying to coach Gregory. We got Cecil and Steve trying to coach Greg. We got Quad and King having a conversation off on the side. She also learned in this moment that Gregory was telling her that she had a big effing mouth. So she and King truly did not clock that Gregory was talking to them when he was cursing at her. So I'm just wondering, like, if things were chopped up and edited in a way that made it look like King turned around as soon as Gregory said it. So I feel like if Quad clocked that Gregory said that, it would have been some other. The fight would have went down at the pool party, not on the sandbar the next day. But see, Gregory spun the block to let that man know that he was disrespecting his lady for no reason, and y'all are still sticking up for Greg. Not y'all, not my general audience, because thank God most of y'all have sense. Anyway, Dr. Mimi is over there with Sweet Tea, Fedra, and Contessa. They're holding her, hugging her, rocking back and forth, doing all of these dramatics. And I'm like, what is going on here? Dr. Mimi over there sounding crazy, talking about, this is your covenant. This is your covenant. Okay, girl. Fedra over there praying and speaking in tongues. Did y'all peep how Toya was walking up to everybody, all calm and just looking around like, what the hell is going on here? I was Toya to the bullshit. I was low-key living for Toya this episode. That's how I know that we're in a really bad place, because when I'm living for Toya, it's like, okay, we've taken things too far. For Toya to be the voice of reason in this situation should let y'all know that things have gone so far off the rails here. Simone is saying, it's funny to me that God would use Fedra to speak in tongues about this situation when God is not speaking to her about her effed up situation with Apollo. Simone, you shut up. You shut your mouth before I call Tammy down here for you. Now, somebody is asking Gregory what happened, and he lied. He said, I apologized to her, and he still wanted to come at me. Did y'all catch that? Gregory apologist, did y'all catch how he lied? Wait, did y'all peep how when King and Quad were talking, and he was like, you good, baby, I got you. You can say whatever you want. Ain't nothing gonna happen to you. I said, that's a man.
Woo! Ah! Yes! I love that!
That's how I need my man to move about me. You can say whatever you want, baby, and he ain't gonna say shit to you. Period. That's the shit I want to see. And while y'all sitting up here acting like he's wrong for anything he said, that's exactly how a man is expected to move on behalf of his woman. You can say whatever you want, baby, and ain't nobody going to check you or say nothing. Damon does it all the time about Heavenly, but nobody has a problem with that. Quad was in a DV situation with Greg. They brought him back to her show. This is not his show. She can say what she wants. Let me ask y'all something. Quad made a comment on her Instagram saying that, I'm sorry, sweetie, that you had to go through this. It was hard for me to watch. And people in the comments saying, Quad shouldn't be speaking on their relationship. She's on the show and she shouldn't speak on a relationship. You know what? I'm not going to let y'all get me worked up, okay? I'm not going to let y'all take me there this morning. So Sweet Tea is saying that she wants to leave. She's like, let's get out of here and get our sexy on. I'm going to do that thing you like. You sound so stupid. And girl, low key, high key, it's a blessing that you can't have a baby with this man, because this man does not deserve children. Quad said it herself, that she was not bringing any child into a dysfunctional relationship with this man. She made a choice. She made a choice.
The way that you make me feel and the way you treat me, we will never, and the way you talk to me, we will never be able to have a child. You will never be able to get that gift from me, because I refuse to bring a child into a household that's in strife.
I hope that you're watching everything going on. I hope that you're taking this in and keeping it in your mind that you need to create an exit plan for yourself, if you had any sense. But clearly you don't, because you saw everything that happened with Quad. You were a fan of hers, clearly. But if you had a little bit of sense, if you had a little bit of self-preservation in you, you would be creating an exit plan right now. I did see your YouTube channel where you got Gregory up there talking a whole lot of shit.
No, embrace this guy like he's been around. His name is Kurt. Like he's been around for a million years, you know, and you know, like they know my character. Like I would go and try to blatantly disrespect anybody like that, and then I would take it to violence. I mean, you know, that dude brought a lot of negative energy, yet they're trying to hear his side. You know, I'm like, what the f, man? What is this? You know, so it's like, if somebody did you like that, you wouldn't feel so cool, you know, but, you know, as a man, I think we don't get as sensitive about stuff like that. But I mean, that whole thing was some bullshit. Like all of them fellas, they didn't really back me up the way I would have thought. But at the same time, you know, we did leave the island, so I wasn't there to really get but they already know my side of the story. They know me. They've known me for years. You know what I mean? But
it's hard though, because then Damon says the same thing. You should know me, or you should.
Well, yeah.
Contessa, so we got boat 1 and boat 2. Okay, everybody is going back to the hotel. King is talking to Jackie. He comes off as super likable and just like a super calm, even toned dude. We have Contessa talking to Heavenly. What's the problem with you and T? Heavenly brought T there for nefarious reasons. She brought T there to antagonize Quad. She is not truly a friend to Quad. She's not truly a friend to T. She brought her there for the fallout that we're watching now. That's the problem. And I feel like that's what everybody is failing to address here. Sweet Tea is telling Fedra that all she did was ask Shireen why she was here and how she got into it with Heavenly, and that she doesn't want to beat up on elderly people. Did y'all see Greg's face when she said that? You just sound so stupid all the time, Sweet Tea, because your man is older than everybody there. The next scene, we have Heavenly apologizing to Apollo and Shireen for how things went. Simone is sitting down there with them. Now, why would Heavenly be apologizing to Apollo? Can anybody get down in the comments to me and explain it to me like I'm a 5-year-old? Because I just couldn't bring myself to comprehend why it is that Heavenly is having this conversation with Phaedra's ex and apologizing to him as if Phaedra did something wrong by bringing his friend there. Once again, Phaedra is not wrong for dating his friend. She can date his barber. She can date his mechanic. She can date his dad. Somebody in my comments on TikTok said that she can date his probation officer. I agree with that. So why Heavenly and Simone are sitting up here talking to Apollo like they're Apollo's friend and like Phaedra did something wrong? Something is really wrong with Heavenly. So in the other room, we have Phaedra packing up her bag and Check is sitting down there with her. Jackie comes into the room to check on her and Phaedra says, listen, I'm getting ready to leave. And Jackie is like, why? Why can't you just stay here and tell the ladies that you don't feel supported? And Fedra says, listen, I'm not the one to play with. Fedra's saying that I don't really deal with these types of girls, these types of mean girls, these types of bitches. You are those types of bitches. You are that kind of mean girl. The way you treated Kenya Moore over Apollo, the way you and Apollo used to lie on Kenya. You lied to Portia and said that Candy tried to drag her down to a dungeon and essay her. You are that type of girl. That runs through your blood. You're exactly that type. The thing is that you got beat at your own game and that you're on their turf. They're the home team. You weren't going to win. The house always wins. So that was the issue here, and you're mad about that, Fedra. And if this means that you're leaving the show, great. Because I want to see you here anyway. I don't want to see Fedra, period. She's not great TV to me. She's not sickening. Everybody always brings up that tired-ass read that she had for Kenya Moore. He had to jerk into a cup for a slice of pizza. It was so tired and rehearsed, and she didn't even deliver it in a smooth way. It was not a smooth, succinct read. It was choppy, it was fucked up, and it sounded stupid, and it didn't even make sense the first few times I heard it. When you are telling a joke, or if you're delivering a read, you got to get to the punch, and you got to get to it fast. Set it up and deliver that punch. She took 8 hours to get to the punch, and by the time she got to it, it was like, what? Fedra's reads just never hit for me. She's not a reader. Listen, y'all, I am ready. I am prepared to windmill in the comments with Fedra fans and Gregory apologists. Let's argue. Fedra says to Jackie, out of everybody in the group, I trusted you, but Jackie didn't have nothing to do with this. So it just seems as though you're trying to, take out whatever feelings that you have on Jackie. It's this misplaced anger. You need to be talking about Heavenly. Heavenly is the one who told you that she was bringing Apollo here, and now you want to act all offended. You said, surprise me. So what gives? I don't understand. Listen, I'm not going to let Fedra play with my mind. So the guys are driving to the cigar bar. They're going to go roll cigars and have some rum together. They decide that after what happened the previous day that they need to go and regroup a little bit. The ladies are going to have some drinks, some margaritas down to another bar. Toya says that she's still trying to figure out why Shireen and Apollo were even invited. I'm with you, Toya. Simone says the situation on the sandbar revealed how bad Greg and Quad's relationship really is post-divorce, but y'all knew that this was a volatile situation. Simone, so what the hell are you talking about? Y'all knew that it was a situation of DV, and y'all still decided it was a good idea to bring Gregory around. Everybody was on board with it. Everybody thought that that was okay because at the time it was about playing a game of get back with Quad. I don't know. It's just really silly to me that Simone is like, well, clearly it wasn't a right time to bring around the ex. No shit. To me, this is another way of Simone and Heavenly and them evading accountability. Because instead of y'all saying we should own that we were wrong to bring them around, you're saying it's clear that they're not ready to be around each other. What the hell are you talking about? Of course they're not ready. When will it ever be cool for a man who put his hands on a woman to go around and be around that woman again? And can I just say something else? Before y'all start typing fast and get down in my comments to tell me that they were both arrested, here's my theory. I believe that they were both arrested because Gregory told the cops that he was a doctor and that he didn't want his reputation ruined. And you know how men stick together. And they arrested her to make it look like it was even, to kind of even the score. Yes, I do believe that. Yes, I sure do. Quad is a strong woman. She's outspoken. She's not a perfect victim. And that's why y'all don't believe her. She didn't shrivel up. She didn't wilt. She stood up for herself. So y'all think that she deserved the treatment that she got from Gregory. I see the way in which people treat victims of domestic violence. Look at how people have treated and talked about Tina Turner for years. She had been the punchline of so many jokes from rappers and comedians alike for years. Still is. You got that damn clown Jay-Z talking about Eat the Cake anime just a few years ago on Drunken Love. Damon is asking if anyone else has talked to the other fellas. Scott is saying that new couples and old couples, this and that, and they weren't ready to bring them together. And King is saying that it's not even about this being new couples versus old couples. It was a situation of disrespect. Thank you, King, for calling out the shit as it is, because I wouldn't expect Scott, Toucan Sam, to have the emotional intelligence, the emotional wherewithal to be able to point out things as they are, because you don't even do it in your marriage with Contessa. We know that you're verbally abusive, and Lord alone knows what else is going on in your marriage with Contessa. So we know that you like to evade accountability. We know that you can't see things as they truly are. Anyway, Damon says when somebody crosses that line, you are forced to do something you don't want to do. Any man, no matter how kind you are, that's just the way it is. And Damon is correct. Now, any other time, the general audience agrees that words are violent and that words can be used to provoke somebody into a violent space. Words can be used to hurt someone. But in this situation, y'all don't understand how Greg was provoking King, and then King decided to get provocative with his ass. And I bet it's the same people that was saying that Candace got what she deserved on season 5 for telling Monique to drag her. But Gregory is provoking King, and now King is doing too much. Oh, okay. Simone says that Fedra thought she was above it all. I think that this is a problem that y'all have, Simone. A problem that y'all have with successful women in general. Women that are not doctors. The elitism jumps out of y'all. Because it's like, oh, she thinks she's better than us. No, you think that she's better than y'all. She never said that. It's the same way that y'all treated Quad. It's like if somebody is not a doctor, it's like y'all don't respect them as much. Y'all don't respect their success as much. You're always projecting, and you're always letting that dirty ass slip show. So now the couples are getting together for a little couples regroup. So remember in the earlier seasons of Married to Medicine when they got together and they did that lemon squeeze? This is a play on that. So we have Contessa, Scott, Mimi, and Steve in one car driving to the lemon squeeze, and they FaceTime Greg. Greg is telling Scott,
I was trying to resolve the conflict, and I was engaging with him in a friendly way. I told him, no disrespect, and he goes over there and takes his shirt off and charges at me.
Lies, lies, and more lies, and lies on top of lies.
He's lying again. He's a liar. But I wonder if the general audience is running around calling Greg a liar. Of course they're not. Of course not. They're still blaming Quad for this whole fallout instead of blaming Craig for even coming back around again, knowing that he has a violent past, a violent relationship with Quad. That man told King to his face that he was disrespecting his woman. He was letting him know, I'm disrespecting you and your woman again to your face, and you're not going to do anything about it. So Greg is back at the house with Sweet Tea. He's saying that he's mad because of the things that Quad was saying about leaving him. But it's the truth. You mad at the truth? How you going to be mad at the truth? She left your ass, and your ass deserved to get left. And if Sweet Tea got 2 brain cells in her head, she'll leave your ass too. Greg says, if Czech had not been there, it would have been a fight to the death. No, he would have stomped your little ass out, is what would have happened. It wouldn't have been a fight to the death. It would have been a one and done. He would have hit you and you would have hit the motherfucking ground. Sweet Tea says, well, I was there and it wouldn't have been all that. It wouldn't have been a fight to the death. I'm combat trained. Greg said, combat trained my ass. You're still a woman. You combat trained, Sweet Tea? You're going to need to use it on your husband. All right. She said she was combat training in the Air Force. Now, Sweet Tea, I'm not saying that a woman who is combat trained cannot take a man. I'm just saying that I don't think that you could. Watching you run across the beach like that and having to hold your titties down at the same time, the way that you run doesn't even give me like the run of a person who's about business. It just looked really goofy and all over the place. So best of luck to you, okay? I'm not saying that a woman can't defend herself against a man. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that Sweet Tea doesn't know her ass from a hole in the ground. So what is she talking about here? Greg says that I think that you can be really naive sometimes, and she gets offended by that, but it's the truth. He was telling the truth. You can be very naive. And I think he wanted to say something else, but he kept it cute for the cameras. Gregory says we need to end this conversation right here because Sweet Tea keeps going back and forth with him, saying that I didn't think it was going to be all that serious. And she really does sound dumb. I have been trying not to call this lady stupid. I have been trying so hard. So Gregory leaves the table because him and Sweet Tea keep going back and forth, and she's telling him be quiet. And he's like, what did I do? What did I do? What did I say? She tells him to be quiet. He goes upstairs. She immediately goes after him. He says to her, it's your fault. Don't say shit to make me go off. Your opinion makes no sense. You think you know everything, don't you? You should look out for the team by listening to the leader. Don't say shit to make me go off. Your opinion makes no sense. You think you know everything, don't you? He says, I don't know who you think you're talking to. And Sweet Tea is telling him, be quiet. He's saying you're going to get a reaction that you don't want. Do you believe Quad now? Do y'all believe Quad now? I'm talking to the castmates of this show. Do y'all believe her now? Does the general audience believe Quad now? I saw a lot of people saying, oh, Sweet Tea, I feel so bad for her. I don't feel bad for her. She watched the show just like the rest of us. She knew what it gave. She knew that that man was pulling Quad down the steps. And you know what she decided to do? Jump into his DMs and tell him that she wanted to give him a baby. I'm going to give you what you want. I'm going to give you what you need, honey. Now, those of you who watch my reviews know that I have mentioned this several times. But remember whenever last year Sweet Tea was telling Heavenly that Gregory told her it was folks in the house with pow-pows because she forgot to set the security alarm? If that wasn't his first act of emotional terrorism, then he had something else before that. But that was a red flag. And you didn't dump him then, and now you're stuck in this marriage. Actually, you're not stuck in a marriage. You could get divorced. But I think you're going to drag it out and continue to suffer just to prove a point. Just to prove that everybody else is wrong and he's a good man, Savannah. So now we're at the lemon squeeze. And I think that Mimi and her man look really good. I love that dress that she had on. I love the shoes. So they're all sitting down at this lemon squeeze discussing what needs to be done going forward. I really don't think that Mimi should have been speaking over this group. I get that she's a psychiatrist. I get it. But Toya, if anybody was more qualified to speak on how to move forward with this group, Toya being the voice of reason is really something. But she was owning it. She said nothing wrong. They're passing this lemon bowl around and Toya is basically like, look, we need to own that we do effed up stuff to people. Heavenly is saying to Quad, it was wrong of me to bring the ex around and, I'm not sure why I didn't consider you. Heavenly, you love to keep up mess and you don't think about anybody but yourself. It might be time for them to go after Heavenly. It's time to go after Heavenly. It's time to go after Simone. Just last year, they went to Hilton Head, the airport that Curtis was traipsing through with some hoes, and it was an issue. Just the location itself. So nobody can see how it's an issue that Heavenly brought the ex around for Quad. Nasty work. Did y'all see when Toya was saying, we're wrong for doing this, and Simone was furrowing her eyebrow and scrunching up her face? And her doing that lets me know that these women really lack emotional intelligence. They really lack self-awareness. King says that this is a complicated and unusual situation. It's not a normal or natural environment to be in. And I'm glad that he said that. I'm glad that he was super direct about it too, because it's not normal and it's not okay. He seems like a very emotionally aware, emotionally intelligent person, and I love to hear him speak. Eugene says, well, me and Greg are the closest out of everybody in this group. I don't want his feelings to go unacknowledged, and I want to address his feelings to some degree. If he wanted his feelings to be addressed, he would still be here. So you shut up, Eugene. We don't need you to be a mouthpiece for Greg. You know that Greg was dead ass wrong for provoking that guy. And Greg was the one who was talking shit to King, and when shit got real, he had your ass out there stuttering. So the fact that you're not addressing that Greg was dead ass wrong just because he's your friend, absolutely not. Absolutely not, Eugene. Now, Eugene, I like you, and you're one of my favorite husbands, but don't try me. Don't try me, because I'll put you in the trash right along with Curtis and everybody else. Curtis is saying, how do we reach out to Greg and Letitia? And Contessa says, well, when I spoke to Greg, he was on fire as opposed to King, who's sitting here very calm. I hope that the general audience caught that too. The way that Gregory is lying, he still has all these heightened emotions. He's still gaslighting, being manipulative, being disgusting. And King is very calmly talking about the situation and owning his part. Anyway, y'all, that was the episode. Go ahead and get down in the comments with me. Let me know how you felt about this one. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button on your way out. Hit the notification bell so you know when I'm posting. Did y'all see the preview for this next episode? When Gregory is like, of course I called the cops for King. That man didn't even touch you. What'd you call the cops for? You ain't nothing but a little ass bitch. Anyway, y'all, that was it for me. I'll see y'all for the next one. Peace.
Come on.
It's me, Al Grande, or call me Papi Chulito. Yo tengo mucho loving for you mommies if you legal. For honeys, nothing equal to the way I tap that spot. Get your cat hot, guess what? You hit the jackpot. Candlelight dinners for you winners. See, I'm like Don Juan, beat me, sweetie. I get in ya. Sugar, I'ma put you in a beautiful